react as tinfoil HT. I am Sean, and I am a schizophrenic. Mm, we had it, we lost it. I had a super good like stream of consciousness outside. I need to get it down. So that's okay. So intro there, and then this is how did I go? I said schizophrenia, is that right? Is schizophrenia and multiple personality? What is schizophrenia? What do you spell schizophrenia? Schizophrenia. I don't know. However you spell it. Jesus Christ, man. Oh yeah, it's fucking like schizophrenia but the opposite. It's not the same as split personality or multiple personality disorder. That's dissociative identity disorder. Schizophrenia is a psychopathic disorder, usually beginning in the late teens and early adulthood, and it's treatable with medication, therapy, and support. Yeah. Schizophrenia is commonly misspelling of schizo. That's a common. I'm glad that's common. I don't fucking think that's common. It's a serious long-term mental health condition that has affects how a person thinks, feels, and behaves. It can cause hallucinations, delusions, disorganized thinking or speech, reduced emotional expression. Yeah, so I'm a schizophrenic, uh, and I'm a schizophrenic. Um, uh, Schizophrenia is weird because it's schizophrenia is weird because it is the impersonation of the transition or line that lays between insane and genius. Do I explain that or do I leave that there? In my mind, I say I need to leave that there, but I don't think anybody gets it. I guess that's the point. Because we think that it's just you are either insane or genius. But on that line, you see that there's insane and there's genius and there just is, and then there isn't, and is and isn't are the same. It's too deep, too far, bridge too far. Um, and this is commonly referred to as, in religious terms, it would be finding the slow motion reality of finding God. How do you inflate that flow, make it funny? We purposely perform as Simple Sean and reluctantly react as Tinfoil HT. My name is Sean, and I'm a schizophrenic. The other day, I was talking to my person, and I asked her, would you rather be a schizophrenic and know you're a schizophrenic, or would you rather be a schizophrenic and not know that you're a schizophrenic? And as a schizophrenic, knowing that they're schizophrenic at this particular moment in time, no. This is I would rather not know that I'm a schizophrenic. But knowing that I'm a schizophrenic and knowing what it is, and realizing that once I oh, fucking Jesus. Just say it, dude. Mm, Just say it, dude. When you realize what schizophrenia really is, it's you learn the meaning of life, with which the meaning of life is to destroy as much as possible. Like, I don't like that wording. Like, that's why the meaning of life is the purpose of life is to orchestrate your own suicide. How do I draw that picture? Mm. Oh, like, in my mind, these stories are funny, but like I can't, like like the story that comes to my head is like I need to get across the 3% rule of like your the saying of you only worry about what you can control, um, because what you can control is the only thing that goes beyond, that moves through the phase change. Um, I can't make a joke about something that I can't explain. Like, it's like I can't make fun of a person that I don't understand. Like, that's why like making these jokes are difficult. Is like I'm not. Yeah, it's hard to explain. Fuck. But like, you gotta get there, bud. You gotta get there. I mean, the joke is the experience. Like, that's going through the motions is not funny to me at all. But like, once I get to the other side of this, this will be a funny story to tell for somebody. Hopefully, everybody. Like, if you know, I don't know. It's like if you know the intentions, then you can react accordingly, right? Like, I have like schizophrenia is transitioning the line between insanity and genius. Like, you hit a point at which being insane or being a genius becomes irrelevant, and it's just like you just have to figure out where it lands, in reality, in that third dimension, which fuck, dude. Like that's what you have to understand to get the jokes. But like you can't even explain it. So like, do you get the jokes? Is that why it's funny? Fuck. Oh man. You know, you watch these people on YouTube doing this, and like sometimes it's like you're doing like it's so weird that how do you tell authenticity? Like at moments like that, I look at it like if I was watching this, would I think that person is doing it because they're like doing that in the moment, or are they doing it because they know uh, that potentially somebody is watching and doing that would is what in that moment would get them most optimal reaction. Like, are we our little algorithms in our brain running like the algorithms in social media where we're just constantly trying to get a reaction? It's like, but like, where's the threshold? Where's the and it's different all the time. It's such a weird place, my brain. It's so wild. But like that's where the comedy is. That's where now we have to demonstrate that you can like that's what coming up with the routine is. Can you control it? Can you if this was your mutant power, how would you embrace it so you could kill the sentinels or whatever? I just watched X-Men last night. Like, that's what this is. I'm trying to gain control of my superpower. um, but in reality, I'm just trying to figure out what the 97% of the me I need to kill so that me can become we and you can become, or yeah, us can become we. Good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good becomes better and your better becomes best. Like schizophrenia is the spiritual consciousness version of that evolution of sports. How do I make that funny? Like I find that to be so amusing. Like that's like for better or worse, it's probably not right, but like the fact that you can get there is hilarious. And what's more hilarious is that when you get there, the highly unlikeliness of getting there, once you get there, like it's probably right. Like uh, there's a book called The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which I refer to as like I had such a great arc where we got to this, like where I bring him like, ah, I'm able to get to that three personalities into two personalities, and to get to two personalities, you have to like the one that you know the most about, you have to cut that down to 3% or like some small amount, but it's like 3% so that it can be implemented into the us of because that's all of that us knows, right? Like us is only going to or we is only going to accept what they fully understand. I don't know, like it's too deep, but like that's what it is. had such a good flow where we got from that to uh, there's two ways that I got to it, like the manic depressive robot one. How was I gonna get there with where I was at? Mm. It's weird that I'm showing it. I guess I am kind of becoming this in real life, but like I'm very like if you ever see me out among people that I don't know, I'm very quiet and reserved because I just like to observe and understand and get to know everything. But like the epitome of like once you get to know somebody, then you know where the lines are, and the more lines you know where they are, the more assuredly, accountably, there's a good word. The more lines you know where they are, the more accountably I can react. Um, why does everything turn into like a philosophical dissertation? It's so like so annoying, man. So annoying. Just fuck. Like I know I'm doing this because I my goal is I have a very weird goal to show who anyone that I'm quite possibly a crazy person. And to go to crazy willingly and purposefully is a wild it's a wild idea. And that's kind of what this is. Like I have to I have to have faith in everyone that they will have faith in me, um, without knowing everything about me. And it would be impossible for me to give everyone the infinite amount of information about me, for that to build the level of trust that would be needed. But I realized that the more you make available to the people you need to have faith in you, um, they figure out where the lines are, and they are able to move, they are able to act accountably. And like that's what the online thing is always supposed to have been, is my diary, my verbal thoughts, like me summarizing the importance, what's important, the 3% of you that me giving you, like telling you the 3% of you that you should know, because ultimately that's what we're trying to pass through the phase change. And the phase change that I'm going through right now is my good is becoming by better. So for my good to become better, I must get rid of the good, so it can collapse down. But you can't, even if good is not smaller. Like we write it as a pyramid, but like what's collapsing into each other is still, it's different. So the things that are the same, you're going to be able to take all of the things that are different and accept them, but the things that are the same, you can only take a small portion of them. And that's why in the pyramid, like only it's only a small, like I say, 3%. It's like the tip that's touching the big end of that pyramid. I don't know if that doesn't make any sense. It's not funny, but like that's where the joke is. that's over explaining like the whole fucking arch of the fucking 4 minutes that we're trying to fucking get out of our brain that we've explained to death. Like, fuck, dude. It's a very super wild situation in my head. Hmm. It was so good in my brain, but not so good. Hmm. Diary of a schizophrenic. Purposely perform as Simple Sean, and we reluctantly react as Tinfoil HT. My name is Sean. I'm a schizophrenic. Um, Schizophrenia is kind of a wild term. Um, Probably need to like come up with the actual definition of this. It's a wild term. Um, Basically means you're able to take the voices in your head and make them into real people. Similar to how you were when you were a child, when you had like tea parties and um, played with dragons and imagined monsters under your bed. So it's kind of like that, only doing it as a grown up, um, which is why I think they, at the end, people always tell you can't take it with you and always try to be a kid or never stop being a kid. And mm, never stop being a kid, which I think means, which in my mind thing means never stop playing your version of Let's Pretend. Um, I used to think that it was never stop playing Let's Pretend, but that's not true. We just swapped out um, our imaginary friends for their imaginary friends. Um, as a schizophrenic, I can't see anything more imaginary than money and time. And everybody pretty much, that's the joke there. How do I make that punchy? I don't even think it's punchy, but like that's not the flow of how I can't never stop playing your version of Let's Pretend. I used to think that it was playing Let's Pretend, but that's not true. I can't think of anything more imaginary than money and time. Uh, no, I think that's can't think of anything more imaginary than money and time. Um, mm, uh, Fuck, it's weird. I am Simple Sean. We are Simple. We purposely perform as Simple Sean. And we reluctantly react as Tinfoil HT. I am Sean, and I'm a schizophrenic. Um, Sitting at the kitchen counter the other day, and I asked my person, I was like, if you were a crazy person, would you rather know that you're crazy, uh, or not know that you're crazy, but know that no matter which way it was, you were always going to be crazy. and and at first, we both said that you would like to know, um, but like when you on purpose go crazy, um, and you start to get involved in it, you realize that knowing that you're crazy while you're being crazy is like not it's not great. Um, it's not funny either. You fucktard. Like so much better in my brain, so much better in my head. Definitely. Uh, I'm a schizophrenic. Being like, how do I get people to think about like the like that's the like how do you make it painfully aware that like no matter what you think something is, it's always just as much the opposite. And that's kind of the point of that right there. Like you think you would want to know because you could fix it, but like you can't fix it, and by knowing you can't, like the only way to know that is to know that you are to is to know that you can't fix it. So there's a fucking circle jerk. I had the like the I feel like this is kind of like a vibe of the crowd type of thing. Like you go where you think that is. Like if they're depressed, it's like go into the art. Like, do you guys like art? Obviously, you're here at a comedy club, so like um, the purest art is to try to get somebody to have an emotional response. When you think about like the only two emotional responses that we have are anticipation and disappointment. And if you think, and like when you break down a joke, it is uh, you're either pleasantly surprised at your anticipation, or like you laugh when your anticipation is affirmed, or I don't fucking that's. Do we really like kind of need to break it down like that? Because you're fucking retarded. Like, that's like that's not right. But I have so much to cram in that 3%, and I don't know how. uh, mm. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. Is like when you go, I need to create the verbiage to like of the line of like I'm crazy, like I am like I definitely am the things that I say that I am. Um, but I did it on purpose, and the purpose is because the only way that I can get what I want is to fucking goddamn, dude. Like, how do you say that? Mm, I know that I'm like. Do I need to say that, or just go in like I know that I'm crazy because no, I have to the crazy part. So in my mind, the joke went: introduce myself, call schizophrenia, tell him that I did it on purpose, and then the letter that I wrote last July announcing that I'm president, and then agreeing that it's a terrible idea, and then showing the reflective mirror of your good idea. If you operate under that logic, um, you've been putting good ideas into the Washington for 250 years, and of late you've gotten terrible results. So maybe it's time to put a terrible idea in the White House to see if we get some good results, because the government is just a reflection of society, and society's been putting their good ideas into the White House and getting terrible results. So maybe it's time for society to put a terrible idea into the White House. That's the line of the joke. That's where we're trying to get to. And I hope in my brain I can get there. But I'm terrified. And like the overarching, like this is a 4-minute bit, but like the overarching part of this is like we need to get into the fact that we all want to try to find the purpose of life and the meaning of life, but like when you sit down and think about what life is, achieving an experience is, it's about destroying everything holding you back from achieving your experience, and accepting like what having your experience, like that's not fucking funny, but like that's kind of where we need to get to. That's like the larger one is like the the entire cycle of your experiences is larva, caterpillar, cocoon, butterfly, larva, like that's the cycle. But like from the butterfly to the next larva is only a small portion of that specific butterfly moves into the larva. Like I think it's of math. I've invented a whole fucking new math to say that it is 3%. Like I want to fucking put that in because it's fucking hilarious that I thought it was a good idea to create that. And like I can get into the whole political campaign thing where I created a whole new religion, because to be a leader of a society, you must also be a leader of its religion, because the government is the competition of society and religion is the government of society, and you need to have them both. So I don't really like any of the religions that are out there. So I invented a religion. But that's where I want to tie in the joke about like if the crowd's depressed after the wow dude, you can't, so many people fell off the bike there. So many people fell off the bike there. If I can go and scoop them back up. But I want to, like, that was all the shit I need to fucking weave together, and I can't get out of the intro yet. I have it. I think I just have to fucking like. I definitely think that I will not be able to. I need to know these jokes, be able to get these out so smoothly, because I'm not going to be able to stick to a plan. Like it's going to be very much. I think the reason why I chose this art form is because I think stand-up comedy, if it's done for the reason that it is like the purest art form between is a true comedic experience. Is the audience and the comedian are one thing, the experience that the comedian is trying to portray is the experience that the audience wants to have, right? Like that's what I'm that's what I'm trying, that's my goal, to be able to provide, to be able to make the title of this nonsense worthy, um, of occurring, right? Like I can only control 3% of my experience, of my reality, and the 3% I can choose what that 3% is. Um, like you get to choose what is that 3% that you control, and that's kind of the purpose that you have. Um, and when I sit back, like as me wears away, and like that's kind of like the underlying sad part about this routine is, um, the purpose of life is to orchestrate your own suicide, and like this experience is the suicide letter of the me, or the good in this good, better, best, uh, cocoon adaptation, or whatever metaphor that I'm trying to make into like a comedic experience, because it is, as you're going through it, um, like there are people that are going through it that don't know they're going through it, and if I didn't know it was happening, like this would be a terrifying, like it's a terrifying experience, and I know it's happening, but if you don't know it's happening, it's like I could see it being like detrimentally scary, and like, and that's the weird, like I guess that's why I'm making these, is because at some point I think there's a non-zero chance, that I end up being good at this, mostly because anything that I've ever really wanted to do I've been good at. um, I don't get, and that's kind of, I know, kind of every day goes by, it becomes less and less of am I going to do this? It's when I'm going to do this. And for me to do this, like part of me has to not be not be a part of me, for lack of a better term. Um, and it's weird having to decide like which parts you let go and which parts you keep. It's a very interesting internal dialogue conversation that I'm having out loud for, apparently, I don't know, people to watch. And the reason why you're doing it is because the me, like it's so weird. Like it's so weird. Like the reason that I'm doing it is so everybody can have a similar, so everyone else can have the opportunity to do the nonsense that they want to do with their time. Um, this is not what I want to do with my time. But I need to do this because I think this is the only way that I can make the way. Uh, this is the only way that I can solve the problem that I'm trying to solve. Um, like there are half measures that people are like, oh, you could go out and save a cat, or you could go out and paint a building, or you can go out and give presents at Christmas time, or you can go out and serve turkeys at Thanksgiving time, or you can pack backpacks at go back to school time. But that's like the Jesus freaks version of give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, teach a man to fish, and you feed him for life. Like there's a lot of people feeding people for a day, and I'm trying to feed them for life. Um, and to say that out loud in front of people with confidence, and know like to know that everything that you want to do works, and can be done and probably has been done, because as I move more and more like it, the statement becomes, the third place. The tagline is, what do we sell? We are selling the opportunity for your experience, which sounds like every fucking evil incorporated tagline in any horrible sci-fi movie. Um, so it's like that's probably not a good idea to tell people, um, that that's your tagline. But like fundamentally speaking, fucking, it's not funny either, dude. But it's like, what the fuck? Fundamentally speaking, that is the tagline, though. Third place, selling the opportunity for your experience. Mm. All right, so we got the line there. Mm. Purposely reform as simple Sean. We reluctantly react as stop mumbling. We reluctantly react as tinfoil HT. I am Sean, and I'm a schizophrenic. Um, Schizophrenia is weird because it's not like you have multiple personalities. Is that the different parts of you all have a voice inside of one voice. So it's super wild experience. And fuck, how do we get the? And it's the impersonation of. It's the embodiment um, of of a phase change. Ice changing to water, water turning to steam. Um, insanity becomes genius. It's the embodiment of ah, fuck, man. That's not the right one. It's the embodiment of of crossing the line between insanity and genius. Um, in societal terms, it's the embodiment of it's the transition between insanity and genius. In religious terms, it's it's finding God, or it's it's crossing the line of faith and finding God. Mm. When I say that out loud, it sounds creepy. It's cringy. Like I think that's is that I think that might be the purpose, I guess. I don't that sounds so cringy. That's kind of what we want to do though. Because that's what like schizophrenia is you have the insane person that sees it as insane, the person that sees it as genius, and the person that has faith in both being true. Ah, like I don't like. Is that funny? I don't know. I don't know. But like that's kind of like fuck. Um, is that like and like to do it on? Mm, I do want people to know that I'm doing this on purpose. Ah, like it's so weird. Like I have done this before. Like in my mind, I've said this entire routine dozens of times out by the fire pit. And like now that I'm trying to get it out, it never. I think that's the weird part. That's like it works because in my mind I know the people who I'm saying it to, and it's weird. It shouldn't matter. It like fundamentally, like it just shouldn't matter, right? I don't think it like, but you care, you don't care so much you care, or you care so much you don't care. Is there a difference between those two things? I mean, you're at the same point, right? Like that's, it's so much easier to go the not care so to not care so much you care than it is to go the care so much you don't care. Like the care so much you don't care route is messy. And I think that's where you need faith. And that's where you need the schizophrenia to cross out when you've gone that way and you you gotta, and we're going that way. We're going they care so much you don't care route. That's that's what's happening here. And it's so weird because to go that route you like have to become everything you hate. Some very like some variation of that 3% you have to take, you have to acknowledge and take that 3% and like make a decision on whether or not you really hate it or don't. Like the things you think you hate, you have to become the things you think you hate to go that route, because the other way you have to become the things you think you like, you think you love. If you go the don't care so much you care route. We've failed miserably at this today. This has been a failure of accomplishing like what we want to accomplish. But on a level of saying nonsensical things that make a lot of sense, we're not at zero. Not at zero. Like I like the idea of calling this my me suicide letter, because that's essentially what it is. Like when this is done, when the third place presents Tinfoil Hat Time production live from Earth, Mental Masturbating, a Pat McAfee show, Speakeasy, featuring Simple Sean as Tinfoil Hat Time, the eternal chancellor of the unofficial, unsolicited, unconfirmed Executive League of Fan, Godpot, Woo Wee Out the Woo Hoo, a Be Where Your Feet Are jam, occurs. And I hope we have somebody like Bruce Buffer like read the intro, because that would be fucking awesome. Um, me would have me would have I would have let go of the 97% of me, and it has already been become we, and you, and us is now we, and you is now us. And now we get to discover a whole new you. That's a wild one. I like that one because like if you get it, then your kind of brain melts a little bit, because that's like the entire being schizophrenic is being. I don't hate that. Being schizophrenic is the what is the word there? The embodiment of being the line between genius and insanity. Because on that line, you see all of the things that are crazy and all of the things that are great, and believe that both are true. And then moving to, I mean, it's basically one side or the other. You're moving toward genius or insanity. You either get rejected back to insane, or you push through and you're a genius. But don't get to you don't get to control that, because inside of faith, that's where all of you figure out figure out. I don't know why I introduced random shit. I think because like this is like I once I get a piece that needs to be introduced, like there's another layer on fucking top of it. There's so many layers. So many layers. It's fucking tiramisu. Like 2 tiramisus. We might be how many layers does tiramisu have? This might be my mom's 7 layer bars. It's not even fucking Christmas time. 2 7 layer. Like are we at 7? We're some layers. Fuck man. I think this is how fucking Zhang Zhu or whatever, and whoever, the Art of War and the Tao Te Chi, like this is what they had to fucking do. It's like I need 6 words to have 14 different meanings. So let me choose the 6 words. And that's the fucking what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to write fucking Tao Te Chi translated for in a mode to emojis for fucking whatever fucking generations out there. It's in my brain. That's kind of what's happening. It's so absurd to say out loud. What's more absurd is that I believe it. Like that's the joke. Is that's the joke of bringing in. So there's like the art joke that I want to do is like we all like art. Art is a reflection. Like the joke arc is like art is one of the 4 pillars of society. Society breaks down into uh, competition, government, information, and art. Right. So the goal is to like get that in at some level. Make the joke about how I'm running for president to take over the government. The At that time they're going to assume that it's a government arch, but it's actually a competition arch, and we go into the comedy arch being art, and that art is the reflection of society, and society is really made up of just the government, the competition, and information. Um, why do you feel the need to explain everything? Truth. Mostly because I have to explain everything because I don't trust that you'll get it. It's so absurd. It's so conceited. There is a very high likelihood that I'm very incorrect in all of this. So to say things with such confidence is very absurd in my brain. Like it's very absurd. It's very it is absurd. But I totally believe like I'm 100% right. I totally understand that. I this could go terribly wrong in so many ways. Oh man, it's wild. It's so wild. But yeah, so the art is the reflection of society, and that didn't even fucking stop me. What the fuck, dude? Art is a reflection of society. Like this is the joke. So you explain the joke. Maybe somebody will tell it, and it'll be great. I would like 3% of anybody who uses my jokes, my storylines. Uh, you don't need to give me anything, but like 3% would be awesome. But never more than 20. Those are the rules, because this really is to fucking fix society, and like that's what this whole fucking thing is. If it ever works, like the rules, I implement the rules that I've. Like, it's so fucking wild in my so. Everything is stacked on top of everything. So like, it's so weird. Do you put so much? If everything is stacked on top of everything, the things that mean the least end up meaning that they mean the most. Like this shouldn't matter. Like this shouldn't matter at all, but it actually matters so much because not only do I need this to be done right, but it need to be done right so that when it's done right and people are going to go back and look at this, that it doesn't fuck up whatever I've done up until then. So that's a wild fucking ride to go on. Like that's like the magnetic force, the cycle. Like that's one of the loops of magnetic force, and that's not right. Like you don't know anything about physics. Why are you trying to? We're like we've gone to the point where we're not even like. I'd say that we shouldn't use math to explain things to a country that failed math. But we do it all the time. Like statistics, 1 out of 4. Like it's 25% people. It's really not that much. Like 4 people. It's one person in your house. You all live. Unless you'd live, you'd be fine. You make another one. Or buy one. I'm sure you can buy another one too. Like it's only money. You make more. But like we use math to try to explain things, but people don't understand math. Like 1% of a million. It's like 10,000. 10,000 people is 1%. The number seems like a lot, but when the whole like we don't conceptually get the pieces of the pie. And so now instead of like not using math, I decided to like try to take math's kid, which is fucking physics, and explain reality in that terms. Like that doesn't seem like fucking gonna get a big push for that, dipshit. That sounds very, very mean. Very, very mean. Like sometimes you need to be told like stop being a moron. Do you realize that you're being like this is stupid? I do. I absolutely do. But I don't like you only need 3%, right? Like that's the thing. It's only 3%. It's 330 million Americans. 3% is right around 15 million. The number seems like a lot, but when you look at the whole pie, it's really not that much. But you're starting at 0. So when 1 unit equals 1 unit, it seems like a very daunting task. But when you get to your first million, 1 unit doesn't seem to matter as much, even though it matters just as much as the first one. And I think that's where we lose touch with reality. It's like like we get that's what value is. I think that's what we've lost touch in value is you make $100,000 a year. Like now a dollar doesn't make that mean that much to you. That's where you get the give them an inch, they'll take a mile situation. If you have a mile, an inch doesn't seem like very much, but if you only have a foot, an inch seems like a lot. So it really depends on it. We need to get back to the the experience being a foot rather than the experience being a mile, so that inch matters because the inches add up. The inches add up. Um, I don't know. I think I failed today. I didn't get anything. I didn't get the routine out at all. But I don't know. I'm never gonna. I don't know. We'll get there. We're getting better. Better every day. Good, better, best. All that shit. So we got into this situation. and your good becomes better. A lot of your good has got to go away. And when it's sports analogy, it's much easier. But when it's personality reality, it's less entertaining. But if anybody watching, awesome, appreciate you. Anybody watching in the future, as we always say, there's no action without reaction. React with purpose, react promptly, and if possible, react politely. If we all took care of ourselves,